Hi practice members, happy Monday. It's Dr. Dave Acosta and I wanted to share the wellness tip with you for the week. This is the week of May 4, 5, and 6 and we will be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday delivering adjustments from sun up to sundown. So it's going to be our pleasure to see you. But let's get right into the message, and the message is chiropractic adjustments, spinal manipulation can actually change activity of the prefrontal cortex in the brain. Well, what does that mean? That means that when the prefrontal cortex of the brain is on, our chemistry and our function is a lot healthier. And when the prefrontal cortex of the brain is off and we're getting less activity there neurologically, maybe blood flow to that area, then stress hormones and cortisol levels go up. And so these are studies that were cited by Dr. Heidi Havoc, I believe the pronunciation is. And if you would like me to cite some of those for you, I would be happy to cite where the studies can be found. But I thought I would just break it down simply and give you the information. So basically, when the prefrontal cortex of the brain is off and it isn't working properly, the blood chemistry showed elevation of cortisol, adrenaline, inflammatory chemistry in the body, inability to sleep and reset properly. And then, of course, that can lead to reliance on pharmaceuticals, opioid. There's a big opioid crisis. There can be addiction, because now what the body seeks to do is to balance the chemistry through outside substances. There was an increased incidence of stress, depression, and suicide when the prefrontal cortex is not active and producing the chemistry that the body needs. Basically, when the prefrontal cortex was off, to put it simply. There was, I mentioned, more inflammation in the body, changes in biochemistry. And so what happens is when the front part of the brain that I'm speaking of, that prefrontal cortex, is activated, we have more substance P, neurotensin, oxytocin, interleukin chemistry, and decrease of cortisol, which helps us to function at higher levels, which helps us to sleep better and to produce the chemistry that we need to feel better, essentially. So why am I sharing this? Because the studies show that when we adjust the cervical spine, we can actually activate the brain, more portions of the brain, including that prefrontal cortex, so that we can influence better chemistry, better sleep, and just essentially function better and feel better. So I know that's a little bit deep and it's a little bit technical, but bottom line is let's use chiropractic so that we can influence our brain and help our brain to function at higher levels. And then in turn, we can have better body chemistry, better biochemistry that would help to keep us away from stress and insomnia and maybe reliance on pharmaceutical medications and things like stress, depression, and of course, at the far end of the spectrum, things like even suicide. So these are some of the things that can happen when our chemistry is off. And I know it's a little bit grim, but I wanted to share that with you. And it's going to be our pleasure to see you and to check your spine and to know that we're making a difference in your health, not only in feeling better and having less pain, but also influencing different parts of the brain so that we can have better chemistry in the body. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. Have a great day.